Hello, my name is Shai, and I would like to show you how I made this bathroom tile shader. Before I show you how I made this grunge, I want to show you how I made the tiles. Here is the vector math method you could use. This basically creates these texture coordinates, and you can then separate them at the end and use a less than to make them lines. Once these axes are added together, you get this grid system. This is great for practicing your math skills. If you want an easy method, if you take a Voronoi texture, Voronoi would look like this at first. If you set it to distance to edge and de-randomize it, you get this grid pattern. Then you can use a less than operation to get a nice grid formation. You can of course use noise as your threshold to add some variation, but this works great. It's also nice that you can change the randomness a bit if that's something you're interested in. For a stylized bathroom, this might be a cool touch, but I'll keep it with randomness level 0. Both of these methods work. They both make basically the same thing. You can change the scale at any time. The vector math method has slightly more control over the individual axes if that's something you want, but both work. After we have our mortar, the thing in between the tiles, we want to make a random value per tile to rotate a wave texture. Here is how I did that. I used a white noise texture to get a random value per tile. We don't need the colors though. We're working with black and white values to rotate the texture. The white noise texture is super useful, and it's pretty underrated. Here, each tile has a wave texture, and it's rotated randomly per tile. I use some bump mapping in my shader to make the tiles look like they're protruding out of the wall. I used an ambient occlusion mask like this to impact the hue, saturation, and value of my shaders, and in this case, I made it darker and yellow in the corners. It simulates grunge and grime. It's also not even. I used a noise texture to determine the distance, which gives it this noisy look. This is the saturation input, for example. The colors look like this, and they are fed into the principled shader. If I wanted to, I could go over to the hue and shift the colors to look green, pinkish red, or a bit blue. This wall is part of a larger short film project, so I made a few renders showcasing the models. Here is a shower head. All of the materials and models on screen are made by me. Okay, that's it for this short video. If you want to support me, you can like or subscribe. Bye.